Okay, 95 Jeep Grand Cherokee. We're going to change the rear pads. We've already changed the front pads, rotors, and caliper. And we're just going to change the pads on the back. We've loosened the cap of the master cylinder, so when we squeeze the caliper back together, it can push the fluid up. I'm thinking this is all we're going to need. Big pair of channel locks to squeeze the caliper open. Extension to jack the jack. Pair of pliers to turn the jacking on or up or down. 1/2 inch for the pads. 3/4 for the lug nuts. Screwdriver to help pry the pads off, the calipers off of the rotor. We'll see. These rear brakes have about 40,000 miles on them. Okay, we have removed the caliper bolts and squeezed the caliper back open. And as you can see, some of the fluid has already squeezed out. This caliper should come right off now. I really don't see anything wrong with the pads. It's squeaking, but I'm not going to take the wheel off and not change them. So that should come right off now. Okay, I don't know if you can see it or not, but that squealer down there is barely bright, and so it has been squeaking on the rotor. Okay, well, we've got it down this far. We're going to check these pads on the emergency brake. And I do have jack stand underneath it. So it can't, if it were to come down some, if that jack turns loose and comes down, it won't come all the way down on me. And the emergency brake pads look fine. And here you are, they're back on. The bottom shoes are hooked. The top's hooked. That's in this little groove. So stick this tire back on and let's go do the other side. And here's the passenger side. The same as the other side. This side is not as far gone as not as worn as the other side. This squealer over here has not engaged yet, but it's very close to it. But this one still had plenty of pad on it, where that other side, the driver's side, inside pad was worn down to the metal. Okay, and yeah, when you get finished back there, make sure you come back up here, recheck the fluid, and make sure you get the cap back on. Now we're going to go for a test drive. See how it does. 95 Jeep Grand Cherokee, 5.2 liter V8, old Chrysler 318, 377,000 miles.